boom sound. Hey guys, welcome to Random Riley. Today we're going to be discussing Now I Rise by Kiersten White. Now I Rise is the sequel to And I Darken in the Conquerors or something. This review is going to be a bit different because truly this is my English project. Hello English classmates. Sup. I don't think I've ever prepared for a video so much in my life. I have an actual script because it was required. So anyway, my project is I have to do a book review over a book I read for school, which was Now I Rise. I assigned myself this book. It was a personal lit circle choice. And I had to create a question and I had to answer the question. My question was, how does Vlad the Impaler being a female affect the events that happen throughout the book? If you don't know, Now I Rise and I Darken follows Vlad the Impaler, but if Vlad was a female. This video is going to be focusing mainly on real world events and fictional events. If you're not interested in it, you can leave. I'm sorry for this weirdness, but you know, I thought I had to make a video anyway. I might as well upload it to YouTube, especially since I haven't been on here in a while. I'm sorry, my editing program was just on the fritz. If you like it, maybe I'll continue to do it. But without further ado, let's go to the project. Throughout history, women have been disregarded as rulers. Why? No one can really tell. But how women leaders can affect the events that unfold throughout history is a major question. Now I Rise by Kiersten White questions all these things. Now I Rise is a historical fiction novel that follows Vlad the Impaler, but if Vlad the Impaler were a female. This main character goes by the name of Vlada, and a lot of the struggle she goes through in the novel is because of her gender. Because female leaders is such a relevant topic as of late, I wanted to analyze the book and see if the stereotype against women leaders is really valid. In order to properly analyze the differences between a female leader and a male leader, I'm going to analyze the differences that happened in Vlad the Impaler's rule and Lada's rule. Right off the bat, Lada faces some pretty big problems in trying to gain rule. She's not allowed to be a soldier, she's not allowed to be anywhere without a man, and she's not allowed to educate herself. This causes many problems for her and her family. So clearly there are some problems in the way that she was raised and what she was taught, but does that really have an effect on her ability to rule? Let's take it from the top. Childhood. Both Vlad the Impaler and Lada were taken away from their homes by the Ottoman Turks when they were very young, along with their younger brother Radu. They were taken by the Ottoman Turks to be used as leverage against their father during the war. Now, once they were taken by the Turks is when things kind of seemed to diverge. Vlad the Impaler was educated in languages and combat. Meanwhile, Lada was only educated in fine arts and how to be a woman. Lada was forced to learn combat by watching Janissaries, an elite infantry formed by the Ottomans to act as their standing army. Janissaries fight when she then copied their techniques and moves. Once Vlad's father died when he was about 15 or 16, he was allowed to leave the Ottoman Turks along with his brother Radu, and then he went on and started his rule of Welsh. The Ottomans let Vlad go because they no longer needed him to hold the power over his father. However, Lada experienced something different. Lada was forced to escape from the Ottoman Turks because the Ottomans decided that having her for marriage alliances was much more important than just letting her go and rule her own country, even though they were in desperate need of a ruler. That leads me into my next point. Marriage. Vlad the Impaler was married twice, both of his own choices, and had many children. Lada was married to one man that she hated, and after she killed him, the option of her marrying the Sultan became a large threat to her rule, and everyone just disliked her because they thought she wanted to marry the Sultan. Ruling. Once again, we see some similarities between Vlad and Lada. Vlad, after he escaped the Ottomans, was able to rule his country of Welsh 3 separate times. 2 times he was dethroned, and after the 3rd time he was killed. Lada, however, only was able to rule once, and she had to fight for her throne. She had escaped the Ottomans, she had to convince her boyars, she had to convince her people that she was able to rule over her land. The Ottomans were always against her because they did not like the idea of a female being in a large place of power. The Ottomans also fought against Vlad the Impaler, but that was mainly because they favored his brother Radu to rule and not him. Radu was a Muslim while Vlad the Impaler was still a Christian. Another thing they had in common in their ruling way was the way that they ruled. Vlad the Impaler got his name because he constantly impaled everyone who broke a crime or did not agree with his rulership. Lada did something similar where she killed every boyar and person who did not agree with the woman ruling or whoever got in her way. But overall, because of this, Lada has a much higher death rate than Vlad ever did. Overall, surprisingly, the gender differences between the main character in this novel and the main historical figure were very similar. Lada and Vlad accomplished much of the same things, although Lada did have to go through a lot more problems and struggles in order to earn her crown compared to Vlad. So overall, having a woman ruling over their country really made no difference to the economic effects of the country, since Welsh both did pretty well under both Vlad and Lada, proving that in the end, women can rule just as well as men can. At least in this novel recreation of historical events. And that's the end of my English project. Thank you guys for sitting through that odd weirdness. Can you imagine? I've shown that to all of my classmates. I may need to rethink this decision. But anyway, overall, I really liked Now I Rise. My favorite character is probably Lada. I liked Radu a lot in the first one, but he kind of got, you know, little, I don't know, what's the word? Bitchy in this one, and I didn't really like it. So I liked Lada a lot more. I love Lada being a strong warrior, killing anyone who disagrees with her. But anyway, that is it for today, guys. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to see more like it. All my social media and stuff is in the description below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!